Today is the Trans Day of Remembrance. It is a time to remember the literally hundreds of people killed simply for choosing to be who they are. Now, on Breakfast Television this morning, we had a chance to talk to trans activist Susan Gapka about what needs to be done to ensure the community is protected.
I imagine a difficult day for you. Or is it a celebration? Which way do you look at it?
Well, Trans Day of Remembrance is an internationally recognized commemoration of the brutal violence, the trans bashing, and the hate that trans people experience. This year, over 300 people have been brutally murdered, and so we commemorate that, we mourn that. But because we don't want to be because it can be very difficult, emotionally overwhelming, just to even talk about it now with you, is we try to celebrate our resilience and the strength that we have. Those of us who survive are pretty darn strong.
The numbers are frightening. 45% have attempted suicide, but 70% almost have thought of suicide?
77% in a study about 10 years ago in Ontario, TransPulse, have contemplated suicide. I'm one of those people who struggled for much of their lives around my identity. I was ashamed. I felt guilty. I tried to do everything but accept who I was, but once I did, that was a marvelous experience. It's been empowering. But when younger people are socially included and when they have families who love and support them and schools that love and support them, that number drops dramatically by 4 times, estimated at about 93%.
And your thoughts on what you saw with the Progressive Conservative government, that they would discuss even removing some of the education about that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's harmful in its intent, hateful and transphobic, but it's also not only in intent, but its impact. While it was only a policy that was condemned widely by people across the province in Canada, the impact of that suicidality, the self-harm, the struggle, the access to education and housing and employment, those have been tremendously impacted people's lives, and it's systemic discrimination. Any type of policy, like the sex ed curriculum was canceled in the middle of summer. This affects families and young people, and I worry about them. And if someone's struggling, if someone's having a hard time, just be a friend, lend an ear, listen to them, acknowledge them, and respect them.
As part of the Trans Day of Remembrance, there is a vigil here at Barbara Hall Park. It starts at 7:30 tonight.